Is Colombia really a good place to learn Spanish? Well, you may think I'm biased about this because I'm Colombian, but I come with very good reasons to back up my answer. And the answer is yes. Colombia is a great place to learn Spanish. According to a few blogs I read online, around 2,000 people travel to Colombia every year to learn Spanish. And let's find out why. So when choosing your destination to learn Spanish, there are a few things you should take into account. The cost, if the expenses are aligned with your budget, the safety, whether or not you will be safe if you go to this place. Is it a too touristic destination? Do locals speak English? If this place is too touristic, meaning there are a lot of other foreigners there, you might end up just hanging out with the foreigners and practice no Spanish. Similar thing if this is a country where the locals speak English. You also have to take into account how open are people to talk to you. Of course, you're coming to this place to speak to the locals, so you have to take into account whether or not they're open to talk to you. Let's talk about the cost. As of right now, I'm recording this video in 2022. Colombia is very cheap for anyone who visits from the USA or Europe, for example. If you make dollars or euros, you're good. Be careful though, because you may get carried away with expenses. I've seen this happening too many times. I remember a traveler friend told me, the first time I went to Colombia, I was like, whoa, everything is so cheap, and got excited, eating and buying souvenirs. Within 2 weeks, I had no money, and I had to call someone home to send me some. Also, if you like drinking, you should probably know that you may find alcohol expensive here compared to other countries. Europeans are always telling me, alcohol is more expensive here than in insert European country. I know that this video is about learning Spanish, but come on, you're probably going to drink. And now that I landed in the alcohol subject, probably too early in this video, beware. People in Colombia drink a lot. Everything is a good excuse to celebrate. So if you come here, you may soon find yourself drinking some guaro or polas with locals. And speaking of languages and alcohol, a few years ago when I was a little younger, I really enjoyed partying or just friends gatherings with beer involved. And of course, I was in a lot of these with foreigners. Ironically, I might be the worst person to practice Spanish with out of the Spanish teacher role. Because of how fluent my English is, people get comfortable with me and then just start talking to me in English. But I did get to practice my English a lot, and I soon noticed how my fluency improved after a few drinks. I could tell this from my personal experience and witnessing the same effects in other people, but since we contemporary humans like scientific studies so much, I found this. A new study published in the Journal of Psychopharmacology conducted by researchers from the University of Liverpool shows that bilingual speakers' ability to speak a second language is improved after they have consumed a low dose of alcohol. On the other hand, alcohol increases self-confidence and reduces social anxiety, both of which might be expected to improve language ability when interacting with another person. So, I don't want to get in trouble. I'm not saying you should drink so you can learn Spanish, but if you enjoy drinking, coming to Colombia and having a few drinks with locals will result in a lot of fun while learning a new language and probably much more. Safety. What can I tell you? Danger can be anywhere. And yeah, there are some places where you better not be using your phone in the street or flexing your expensive watch. But in general, you will be fine. This is a massive country with a lot of people. It's natural that you find very safe places and others that are not so safe. Locals will be happy to help you find this out. Is it a too touristic destination? Do locals speak English? Even though Colombia has many touristic destinations, there are other places where you could find no tourists at all, which some visitors find amazing. Also, locals don't speak much English. Some of us do, but it's not as common. I went to Costa Rica a few years ago and I was surprised that everyone spoke English. I mean everyone. The taxi and the bus drivers, people at the hostels, people at restaurants. I guess since tourism, it's a huge thing here, people are forced to learn English since they are very little. And that's happening here now. I bet in a couple of decades from now, everyone will speak English here. But right now, that's not the case, which is perfect because you will be throwing yourself in an environment where you have to learn some Spanish to survive. How open are people to talk to you? People in Colombia are friendly and outgoing. We love making friends and helping out. So don't be surprised if you meet a family and they invite you to dinner that very same day. Or if you ask for an address and rather than indicating you where it is, they walk with you to the place. So with this, I already gave you pretty good reasons why Colombia is a great place to come and learn Spanish. But there is more. One of the things people like the most when visiting Colombia is to discover the different cultures within the country, because each region has its traditions, unique customs, and accent. And I have to be very objective about this. If you're just starting to learn Spanish, coming to the Colombian coast, for example, might not be the best idea. I have mentioned that over here, people speak way too fast and with a lot of slang words. So it's going to be harder for you to be in a conversation with locals and actually understand something of what they're saying. Unless, of course, you have an intermediate Spanish level, you're looking to perfect it, and are interested in this particular dialect. Then you will have the time of your life in our beautiful beaches while taking your Spanish to the next level, and the food here is just something else. Of course, I'm proud of being costeña. Going south of the country, for example, Cali or further down, might not be the best option either if you're a Spanish beginner. Again, this is just because of the accent. You can still find a Spanish teacher anywhere. You can still have an amazing time wherever you go. And there is actually so much to do here in Colombia. You can find any plan, any weather. Anyways, if it's not recommended to go to the coast to learn Spanish, nor to the south, then where? Let me introduce you to the city of Bogota, our amazing capital city. Bogota has become popular in the last couple of years because of how clear and slow the residents speak. Their Spanish is one of the cleanest you're going to hear. They vocalize very well and they pronounce every word and every accent properly.
Vamos a ver los diferentes traumas de mi generación.
Un besote para ti, gracias por la invitación y un beso para toda la gente de la República que nos está acompañando.
Also, there are different opinions about this, but Bogota is a very cool city. I've never been to New York, but I would say it has New York vibes in the sense that this is a gigantic city and it's the place where everyone goes. So if you go to Bogota, you will probably have the chance to meet people from all over Colombia and from all around the world. The weather. Bogota is cold and it can get very cold. I'm very bad with cold, so this is probably a biased opinion. However, you will need to put on a jacket at night. In the afternoons, it gets very nice, not so cold, not so hot, but sunny. It rains sometimes, so be ready with an umbrella. I should probably mention this instead of assuming everyone knows, but there are no seasons in Colombia. You can find all of the climates all over the country, but we do not have summer, winter, spring, or fall. The weather stays pretty much the same in all places with small variations. Sometimes it gets colder, sometimes it gets hotter. We do have rainy season, which varies from region to region and so on. Let's see some of the things you can do in this city while learning Spanish. Free walking tours. Beyond Colombia, does free walking tours for you to know different parts of the city. I'm gonna leave the link right in the description. You can visit their website and save your spot. It's a perfect thing to attend to have a good introduction to the city and meet new people. Maybe you can find a friend who also wants to learn Spanish and you can go on that journey together. Take a food tour. One of the best ways to know a place's culture is through its food. And if you are a foodie, this is going to be an excellent way to motivate yourself to learn new things in Spanish while trying new delicious dishes. Climb El Cerro de Monserrate. You are sitting in this cute cafe enjoying a delicious cup of Colombian coffee. Seeing all the people doing their thing, and then you look a little bit up and notice this prominent, majestic mountain. This is El Cerro de Monserrate, one of the most popular places in Bogota. It never gets old to take a walk uphill or take in El Teleférico and go to Monserrate, enjoy its beautiful energy and a view that will take your breath away. There is a church at the top and you will also find restaurants, etc. So it will be great to go there and make some Spanish-speaking friends. We're talking about learning Spanish, so you're gonna have to work on your social skills. La Candelaria. La Candelaria is an old neighborhood of Bogota. It's very Art Deco, colonial. You will get to see the architecture of Colombia back then. Also, many of the city's main attractions are here, like El Museo del Oro and El Museo de Botero. The cultural offer. My favorite part of Bogota, it's its endless cultural offer. You can find all types of museums here, different types of art. You can go to the theater and even to classical music concerts and much more. Anything, you can find anything in this city. If you want to enroll in a Spanish school, you can also do so. As I mentioned, Bogota has become very popular because of its clear Spanish. So there are many Spanish schools if you want to do that. To finish this section about Bogota, let me tell you that Rolos is how we refer to people from this city, and Rolo is the name of their dialect and accent. Medellin. This is a trending city in Colombia right now for a couple of years now because it's one of the fastest growing cities in Colombia and probably in Latin America. Medellin has become a hotspot for people from abroad, digital nomads, and people who want to invest in Colombia. So since this is a very popular destination for foreigners, you need to be careful with what we said before of that temptation of just hanging out with other foreigners and practicing no Spanish. So you're going to go to Parque Lleras for sure and feel like at home because of so many foreigners that go there. If you do, just make an effort to speak to the locals. People are very open and friendly, especially after a few drinks, so there is no excuse. It's known as the city of the eternal spring because of its weather, which is really nice, very chilly. Sometimes it gets a little hot, but in general, the weather is very, very nice in this city. Their Spanish. The Spanish spoken Medellin is also very clear and they have a little bit of un cantadito. Their speech tone goes up and down like in a song. And I think this is for every language spoken everywhere because words have music. But in Medellin is very particular.
El artista, como te decía ahorita, trae una esencia.
For foreigners' ears, this accent may sound very similar to Bogota. Though to me and to us Colombians, it's completely different. The people in Medellin are called paisas, and its dialect is paisa. Here are a couple of things you can do in Medellin. Tour de la Comuna 13. Comuna 13 is a famous place in Medellin because it used to be one of the most dangerous areas of the city, and the history of this neighborhood is linked to Pablo Escobar. Right now, it's a tourist spot. Comuna 13 streets are full of colors and vibrant street art, which makes it a very special place. Pueblito Paisa or Nutibara Hill will offer you a beautiful view of the city, and it's cool to go there in the afternoon and enjoy the view of the day, the view by day, and then the lights at night. There is a small history museum which will interest you with important highlights of Colombian history, and also you can find restaurants and benches to hang out and drink a couple of beers. Parque Poblado. I know that if you visit Medellin, you're going to end up in Parque Lleras, as I mentioned before. But a few blocks down the road, there is also Parque Poblado. There you will find different bars and restaurants with all types of topics and food for you to enjoy. So go check that out. La Plaza Minorista. Okay, the whole point of this trip is to learn Spanish and the Colombian culture. So, of course, don't stick only for parties and restaurants. Go to the market, buy things in the market, get some fruit, speak to the locals, and learn how to buy things. This will be great practice. You can even bargain as a fun Spanish exercise, but do pay full price, please. These people work hard and need the money, and you can pay for it, so do it. In Plaza Minorista, you will be able to find all kinds of food, fruit, vegetable snacks, clothing, meat, everything. I would just recommend not going alone, just to be sure. Jardín Botánico. So they have this gorgeous botanical garden inside of the city, and you can just go there if you need to take a break from the noise and the speed, but don't want to go too far from where you're staying. You can come here and see the different plants, birds, species, and butterflies. A picnic here feels magical, and they also do a lot of events inside the garden. There are many more things to do, but I would say this is sort of what to do in Colombia 101, and also based on my personal experience and what I know you might enjoy. Medellin also offers a lot of Spanish schools and particular Spanish teachers. Fun fact, Medellin is where I started my Spanish tutor career 4 years ago. Wow, time flies. Now, I don't want to make this video too long, but there is One more city I would like to recommend to learn Spanish. Pereira. How cool! This city is located in a coffee producing area of Colombia. It's the capital city of Risaralda Department. In Pereira, they speak a clear, clean, slow Spanish that it's going to be easy to catch.
Pues estuve grabando con los roommates por como 2 días y esa canción era la que nos gustó más y ya.
Their dialect is also considered Paisa, but the good thing is that Pereira is not as popular as Medellin yet, so less of a risk of hanging out with other foreigners and practice no Spanish. Let's see what to do in Pereira. Taking a bike tour. Rent a bike and surround the coffee region. Don't forget to make friends, because we're still learning Spanish. Parque del Cafe. There is an amusement park dedicated to coffee. Nothing screams Colombia more than that. Nevado de Santa Isabel. If you like adventure, take a hike with your friends to this amazing mountain and enjoy the amazing landscapes. Day trip to Salento. Salento has become a popular tourist spot, and it's not strange at all considering how beautiful this place is. You will appreciate giant wax palms in the middle of a bright green valley. These are just a few recommendations. I think that the best place to learn Spanish is where you feel the most comfortable. For example, I said the coast is not the best place to learn Spanish because of how fast we talk. And the same happens with some countries like Chile. I have a hard time understanding them. But if you feel like you would prefer to visit these places for other reasons, you may go there, fall in love with the culture or the people, and this can be a great motivation to learn Spanish as well. Anyway, that was it for today. I hope you guys have enjoyed this video and found this information useful. Let me know in the comments what did you like the most so we can chat a little. Don't forget to like this video, subscribe, and turn on notifications. Ciao!